the person Broly decided to target.
How is this possible? Damn it, he's learning as he fights!
There wasn't really a reason for him to ignore Goku. But when his fists clashed first with Vegeta's, Broly awakened his new, hidden identity. He opened up a whole world of costly mistakes that have been waiting to be fixed. He's changed his motives from what they used to be. Broly is someone who has a chance no one else has ever had. He can turn his past into something different, something better. Not even just for himself, but for those who pushed his legend. So finally, everyone will know the truth. Their previous chance was ignored, but now Broly's ready to reveal.
Do it, Broly!
The true Prince of all Saiyans. In 3 seconds, you can easily win up to $1,000 by instantly clicking the notification bell and watching the entire video fully until the end. 2. Check the pinned comment for giveaway link, and 1.
Karate! Broly, no, don't waste your time on that.
You're going towards the wrong person. This is not the same as years ago.
You, Kakarot, I choose you to be the first of my victims.
Broly's father was so caught up in a single thought that all of his plans started falling apart.
Broly, attack! Duh.
And that's when he did the worst thing possible, ruining Broly's legend. He never should have done that. He can't focus all his will just on Vegeta. The way Paragus is choosing to go after him seems totally different than before.
Do it, Broly!
The shift of his actions will stop him from ever destroying his son's legend again. He'll have to admit it. Can he really hide it anymore? The world will finally see behind the lies. He'll have to tell them who Broly really is. 10,000 was out of this world, unheard of for this age. Right from birth, Broly's power level was almost equal to Bardock and the king himself. One day, he'd be bad news for their nation. King Vegeta wanted to trust him, but he couldn't. There was so much power. No way this kid could control it all. This was putting their entire race at harm. Your decision will be heavy, King Vegeta. But what else is there? Oh man, this meant he'd have to destroy Broly. Would he be the accidental downfall of the entire Saiyan race? King Vegeta was forced to stop him.
No more discussion. I want his son executed immediately.
Was King Vegeta messing up? Didn't the Saiyans, even considering their barbaric nature,
we send our warriors there to purge them of any life and make them ready for Saiyan,
care about their own children, the future of their planet's success? Or protecting his people was never the real goal? He only cared about his throne, like that's not expected from a king. Still, that's so selfish. Regardless though, ending Broly would still save the Saiyans, right? But the king was disturbed. The intimidating image he'd slowly built and toughened. He doubted it was okay to back out of this decision now. But you know, King Vegeta, you protected your crown.
Want his son executed.
But your citizens had their own prized possessions to defend too, right? That's why your regretful choice led to the destruction of Broly's legend.
And I don't like arguments.
Paragus couldn't believe the king actually would do it. Harm his own future warrior. You're wrong about him, King Vegeta. You know our race is the strongest of all nations.
Vegeta, the Saiyans quickly gained a strong foothold in the war against the Taco.
There's no way my small son could do the harm against these mighty warriors, like you say.
Paragus. I didn't call for you.
Sire, have mercy on him.
Paragus would go beyond his power. It was clear. Do anything to point out and prove the king's mistake. But the love for his son was blinding him from the truth. He didn't have the fighting power to rebel against the king. But there was something more powerful. What he had was the ability to convince. Just this once, his king was wrong. But it could be fixed. Was there much of a point in denying Paragus?
Have mercy on him. He could be a great help to Prince Vegeta and our planet. Please, he's just a child.
Didn't his pathetic excuse surprisingly make perfect sense?
No, Vegeta!
Stop it now, Broly!
King Vegeta wouldn't be hiding a royal secret when hiding the truth of Broly from the child's own father, would he? He'd already shown how selfish he'd become. Not that Paragus wasn't being the same, begging for his own heart's sake. But this was dealing with something much greater. This was about the throne of Saiyans. Although, as his father, eventually he would find out Broly's secret on his own, wouldn't he? Now Paragus had him too uncomfortable.
Be a great help to Prince Vegeta and our planet.
King Vegeta was starting to see a bright future. He wondered if Broly's power would make him the greatest ally ever. The destruction of Broly's legend was coming through. It was so hard, but the king admitted his punishment was wrong. The benefits of abandoning his orders were undeniable.
Alright, I'm going to take care of the Super Saiyan freak right now. Broly, come with me.
For his own son to have Broly, the strongest of warriors, by his side, working for him. But these thoughts, they were irresponsible, thinking of all the people, and most important, his greedy title. Broly could one day choose himself over his loyalty to Prince Vegeta. And with his great power, easily steal his rule. But King Vegeta, this wasn't right. No way it would be. Your actions couldn't have ruined Broly's legend. The path you chose, the same one would be taken by any king. You were so stuck on your own son's success that the safety of your reign took highest priority, even over your people. But then your image was spoiled. That's where you're strongest, though. Don't worry yourself with what the citizens say. The punishment ordered for Broly wasn't as harsh as they made it sound. Their lives are resting in the hands of the prince and his king. This is your duty.
And I don't like arguments.
You must protect the throne. King Vegeta's next move was precise enough to come straight from a leader's rulebook. Even if cruel, attacking should have been expected. Yet, it was this response that held the most costly of mistakes. Only his choices could have pushed Paragus into ruining the legend of Broly. Not knowing what the future held, the king now had two problems to handle. Taking care of them was only natural. King Vegeta knew this is what was expected of him to do.
Just a child. The data could be wrong. He could grow up to be a great warrior.
That's exactly what I'm worth.
Paragus was confused. Was Broly's power really this severe?
Die with him!
who knew such consequences were coming? Didn't King Vegeta realize word would get out? And not just to anyone. The news of Broly's ridiculous power level wasn't something that could be kept quiet. Not for the person who hated the Saiyans the most. Frieza was getting weak. Not like he couldn't handle this kid.
Please settle it!
But he couldn't hide from that most feared of Saiyan legends anymore.
That was nothing more than a legend. I never actually believed it to be true.
Sooner or later, wouldn't Frieza have to face that? It troubled him. The hidden power this legend was supposed to have. He questioned whether or not Broly would become the one. Would he turn out to be an actual Super Saiyan? The first of Frieza's victims. There wasn't much of a purpose in going after him, but by doing so, Frieza's path took an unexpected turn, interlocking itself with the paths of a weak Saiyan citizen and his king. By unknowingly awakening in Paragus a desire he had never had before, Frieza had just unlocked a royal secret. Through the twisting of their three fates, Paragus took that desire and ruined Broly's legend. But it was a mistake that, with a sudden second chance, will reveal the true Prince of all Saiyans.